Who am I?
Richard Casimir, media veteran.
Why I got in radio is because I'm good with a knife.
Contributor in Perth, Australia.
Our friend Richard Casimir in the United States.
How are you guys enjoying the 19th century? Is that working out for you? How can you say, I'm not making fun of you as a race, I'm making fun of you as black performers?
I think as a country, Americans are as patriotic as the most rabid UK football hooligan.
Who am I?
Richard S. Casimir. How do you argue with a man who's given the Mission Impossible theme? It means whatever I ask him, it's probably going to be impossible to answer. Yes, it is time to catch up with Richard Casimir, our friend in the United States, who hails from, I was going to say sunny Massachusetts, but I was saying that with my tongue planted firmly in my cheek, Richard. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. You know, it's a pretty nice day today. We got into the mid-50s Fahrenheit over here. It's a sunny day, and most of the snow is all gone. My wild rabbits are in the backyard now, so it's good. We're getting into spring now and looking forward to it.
Mind you, that was only yesterday. I might add that it's a blistering 12.7 degrees where Richard is right now. But enough to melt the snow, that's all that matters for you?
It is.
Snow is truly overrated, isn't it?
We call it poor man's fertilizer.
I like that. I must remember that. Something else that we just don't seem to be able to get our heads around, certainly here in West Australia. It'd be interesting to find out what the general play is in the United States. Shopping hours. Now, here in West Australia, I'll give you our trading hours. General retail shops trade from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, are closed on Sunday and public holidays. That's general retail shops. Of course, there are exceptions to that, and there's a list that's far too great to go into. Trust me, you just about need a lawyer to interpret our laws. But as a basic rule, that would sound pretty alien to someone like you, wouldn't it?
Many years ago, there was what we call blue laws over here, and it goes back to the Puritan days where stores were closed during Sundays, the day of the Sabbath. It referred to things that were kind of morally objectionable, such as liquor sales. So liquor stores couldn't be open on Sunday. If you went to a restaurant or a bar, you couldn't be served before noon in a lot of places. Also, for many years, car dealers could not be open on Sunday because it was the only day of the week where people could go and look at a car without being harassed by a car salesman. So that stuff has been gone for many years just because of the economy, just because of everybody's work schedules and lifestyles, that it's all shopping all the time over here. Some states are different, some local communities can regulate some of the hours, but it just doesn't make economic sense anymore because people need a job, people need to shop.
If you're talking about your regular chain supermarkets, that is your national supermarkets there, what sort of hours would they be open on average in the average state at any given time?
There are supermarkets over here that are open 24/7. It is not unusual. I have seen that for decades here. It's all what the market supports. If the store owner can make a profit by having their doors open for as long as they want, they'll do it. The other thing, too, is that in hiring, we're not talking about full-time employees. Rarely in the service industry, particularly in retail, are there full-time employees. There may be one or two managers who actually work full-time. Now, what is considered full-time here is anybody who works 40 hours or more. Now, what the stores do to get away with that by not paying health insurance and whatnot is that all of their employees work anywhere from 20 hours a week to 36 hours a week. Anything that's below 40, all of those employees are considered part-time. So it's not unusual to have people work Monday through Friday and then have a whole different crew come in and work Saturday and Sunday, and they get part-time wages.
Aha! And actually, that's interesting because, of course, sometimes it works to the store's benefit not to have people full-time, doesn't it?
It really does, and it works out for the employees as well. There are people who only want to work weekends, mothers and fathers that have to take care of their children. They look for a part-time job, retired people who want to stay active, people who use the retail jobs as a second and third job, a second and third source of income. So it works out.
That does sort of seem to land in the right place at the right time, somewhere along the line.
It does. It's all based on supply and demand.
Can you remember,
to stay open?
If I can just interrupt you there, can you remember a time, just quickly recalling it off the top of your head, can you remember a time when anything was regulated? Can you personally actually remember a time?
Oh, absolutely. I remember that you could drive down in the center of Boston and the stores would be closed. Any of the major cities, they were.
But how long ago was that?
Probably 30 years ago.
So it was a fair.
In the larger communities, the stores have been open longer than the smaller communities. So, the stores, let's say, for example, in New York City, were open longer hours traditionally than Boston more than Portland, Maine.
Richard, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
All right, brother. Go Dockers.